Diddy will be sued. And I say will be because nothing has been filed yet, by at least 120 people in the next 30 days. So
we're starting in the United States, where at least 10 people have been in the devastating wildfires in Los Angeles. That toll having been revised upwards just over an hour ago.
Did Steve Harvey know something the rest of us didn't? That's the question swirling around the internet as rumors about his Los Angeles mansion and the devastating wildfires take on a life of their own. While the fires have tragically consumed celebrity homes, from Paris Hilton's Malibu retreat to Julia Louis-Dreyfus's Pacific Palisades abode, whispers and speculation claim Harvey's mansion was spared, but not before something suspicious happened. Neighbors and insiders are allegedly saying they saw something odd: Harvey's belongings being hauled out in a fleet of cars just days before the flames reached the area. Coincidence? Or something more calculated?
This wind event is approaching us, and it's approaching us very, very quickly.
Elevated critical fire weather conditions will continue through Wednesday.
Let's break this down. The wildfires ripping through Southern California have been catastrophic. Entire neighborhoods have been reduced to ash, leaving families homeless and celebrities devastated. The Palisades fire alone has left thousands displaced and destroyed some of the most extravagant properties in LA. It's a tragedy, no doubt. But amidst the chaos, Steve Harvey's actions have caught attention. According to reports from unnamed sources, Harvey didn't just evacuate like everyone else. He moved everyone else. He moved everything: furniture, artwork, personal belongings, allegedly all packed and shipped out before the fire even got close. For someone who supposedly didn't have much to fear, why would he take such drastic measures? Was it just Harvey being overly cautious? Or was there something in that mansion he didn't want left behind for the authorities or the flames?
It's still heartbreaking, even if your house is there, to know that one of the most, what I always thought was one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in Los Angeles is just...
Here's where things get even more intriguing. Harvey's mansion, though not directly in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood most affected by the fire, is said to be close enough to make this whole situation feel suspicious. While the homes of stars like Anthony Hopkins and Carrie Elways were tragically burned down, Harvey's property remained untouched. Some are now wondering, did Harvey have insider knowledge about the fire's trajectory? Or could there be something far darker at play? Rumors are swirling that this isn't just about protecting valuables. It's about hiding evidence. Evidence of what, you ask? Well, that's where Sean Diddy Combs enters the story.
24 people are now confirmed dead. So far, the flames have destroyed 12,000 structures and scorched 60 square miles.
The connection between Steve Harvey and Diddy isn't new, but it's becoming increasingly tangled. Diddy, currently behind bars awaiting trial for a slew of allegations, has been at the center of explosive claims regarding underground parties, high-profile guests, and alleged misconduct. And now, conspiracy theorists are tying Steve Harvey into Diddy's world of scandal. Could Harvey's mansion have been a secret meeting spot? Could there have been items in the home, documents, recordings, or other incriminating materials that Harvey needed to move before the flames got too close? Some say yes, pointing to Harvey's close ties to the music mogul and his family's history of questionable associations.
A woman is accusing Sean Diddy Combs of drugging and raping her when she was 16 years old in 2000.
Before diving deeper into Harvey's alleged involvement, let's take a step back and look at the broader context. Wildfires, unfortunately, are a recurring tragedy in California. But this year's fires, fueled by unusually strong winds and dry vegetation, have been particularly devastating. Entire streets have been leveled, leaving nothing but rubble. And while firefighters have worked tirelessly to contain the flames, some areas, like the Pacific Palisades and Malibu, have been hit harder than others. Among the ashes are the homes of Hollywood elites, sparking endless speculation about what's being lost and what might be intentionally destroyed.
Thousands of firefighters are battling blazes across the Los Angeles area, and the flames are still not under control. The death toll now stands at 7. U.S. President Joe Biden is calling the fires the most widespread and devastating in California's history.
Here's where things get murky. It's no secret that celebrities often go to great lengths to protect their privacy, but some believe the wildfires have presented an opportunity for certain individuals to erase parts of their past. Think about it. If you wanted to get rid of something without raising suspicion, what better cover than a natural disaster? And Harvey, with his larger-than-life persona and deep connections in Hollywood, is now being accused of doing just that. Neighbors claim the activity around Harvey's mansion in the days leading up to the fire was unusual. Cars coming and going, late-night movements, things that didn't sit right with some of the locals.
In the meantime, let's go back to New York City. Want to get some updates on the case that is unfolding there regarding Sean Diddy Combs.
And then there's the timing. The fire hadn't even reached his area yet, but Harvey's belongings were already gone. Why act so quickly unless you knew something others didn't? Some speculate that Harvey, knowing his association with Diddy and the ongoing investigations into the music mogul's alleged activities, might have panicked. After all, Diddy's parties have been described as anything but ordinary, and the fallout from his arrest has exposed a tangled web of secrets, lies, and potentially incriminating evidence. Could Harvey have been trying to distance himself from whatever might have been lurking in his home?
I came here today just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that.
Of course, this wouldn't be the first time Harvey has been linked to controversy. His wife, Marjorie Harvey, has a well-documented past tied to figures in organized crime. Before marrying Steve, Marjorie was married to 2 men with alleged ties to substances trafficking. Both relationships ended, but the shadow of her past has followed her into her marriage with Harvey. And now, with these rumors about the mansion and its connection to Diddy, some are revisiting Marjorie's history and wondering if there's more to the story.
If they did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming things of that nature.
Let's not forget Harvey's daughter, Lori, and her own connection to Diddy. Lori made headlines a few years ago for her rumored relationship with the music mogul, which many found shocking given their 27-year age difference. The rumors were never confirmed, but the public fascination with their alleged romance brought unwanted attention to the Harvey family. Could Steve's actions now be an attempt to shield his family from further scrutiny? Or is there something deeper at play? Something involving Diddy's current legal troubles and the evidence authorities might be looking for?
He is very, very dominant. Like, he wants to control the situation. He wants to control his inner circle. He wants to make everyone have a good time and enjoy his parties. And so, it is scary because you think, this person or possibly his social network or the people he's around could make or break your career.
What's adding fuel to the fire, no pun intended, is the broader conspiracy theory that celebrities are using the wildfires as a cover to erase evidence. The idea might sound far-fetched, but consider this. Diddy's legal troubles have already exposed a dark side of Hollywood that many would prefer remain hidden. From secret tunnels to extravagant parties with questionable activities, the allegations paint a picture of an elite world with much to lose if the truth comes out. And Harvey, with his ties to Diddy and a family history that's already raised eyebrows, is now being pulled into this narrative.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
So, what's the truth? Did Steve Harvey really have something to hide in his mansion? Or are these just wild theories fueled by the internet's love for drama? One thing's for sure, the timing of Harvey's actions, combined with his connections to Diddy, makes for an intriguing story. As the blazes diminish and the probes intensify, all gazes are on Harvey to see what, if anything, emerges into view. And with rumors circulating that the FBI might be taking a closer look at certain celebrity homes, Harvey's quick evacuation of his belongings is raising more questions than answers. But the story doesn't end here. If Harvey's actions were indeed tied to Diddy's legal troubles, what does that mean for their relationship? And how deep does this go? Could there be others in Hollywood doing the same thing, using the chaos of the fires to protect themselves? As the pieces of this puzzle come together, one thing is clear. There's more to this story than meets the eye, and the answers might be even more shocking than the rumors themselves.
Now, to the latest on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs. This one has so many people talking. The disgraced music mogul facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking charges. Both the prosecution and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment, as investigators work to determine potential co-conspirators. But how exactly did we get here? ABC's Morgan.
The web of intrigue grows even thicker as we pivot from Steve Harvey's suspicious actions to the tangled connections surrounding his family and their ties to Sean Diddy Combs. What's becoming increasingly clear is that this isn't just about one man moving his belongings before a wildfire. It's about a network of relationships, scandals, and questionable decisions that could spell trouble for everyone involved.
Sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping.
Now, let's talk about Marjorie Harvey, Steve's wife. She's no stranger to whispers of controversy. Long before she became the polished socialite we see today, Marjorie's past relationships painted a much different picture. Her first husband, Jim Townsend, wasn't just any man. He was convicted of running a major operation that spanned multiple states. When he was caught trying to make a massive purchase of illegal goods, he was sentenced to life in prison. And here's where things get interesting. Rumors have swirled for years that Marjorie herself was under investigation, but managed to avoid prosecution. According to Townsend, he chose to take the fall to protect her. Now, whether that's true or not is anyone's guess, but it certainly adds a layer of complexity to her story. And if that wasn't enough, Marjorie's second husband, Donald Woods, also had a history that raised eyebrows. Woods was allegedly linked to a similar line of work, making her second marriage feel like déjà vu. What are the odds that two of her husbands were involved in such activities? Some would say it's just bad luck, but others aren't so sure. When Steve Harvey married Marjorie in 2007, he not only took on her 3 children, but also inherited the whispers and speculation that followed her. And let's not forget, Steve adopted her children, including Marjorie Harvey, making them one big blended family. But as heartwarming as that sounds, the family's connection to Diddy adds a whole new layer of intrigue.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So I love my man, but what you mean, but?
Marjorie Harvey has been a tabloid darling for years, but her rumored relationship with Diddy in 2019 took things to a whole new level. At the time, Lori was 22, and Diddy was 49, a dynamic that raised more than a few eyebrows. But what really set people talking was the fact that Lori had previously been linked to Diddy's son, Justin Combs. Yes, you heard that right. The idea that Lori might have dated both father and son became the kind of gossip that the internet lives for. While Lori and Diddy never confirmed their relationship, photos of them vacationing together in Italy with none other than Steve and Marjorie Harvey seem to speak volumes. What kind of father allows his daughter to date a man nearly 3 decades older, let alone someone with such a complicated history? That's the question many were asking, and Steve's silence on the matter only fueled the speculation.
Please, stop. Stop ignoring the red flags in your relationship and thinking you can change a man.
Fast forward to now, and Diddy's legal troubles have thrust him back into the spotlight, but not in the way he'd hoped. Facing allegations that range from misconduct to conspiracy, he's become the focus of investigations that could potentially implicate others in Hollywood. And this is where the Harvey connection starts to feel less like a coincidence and more like a ticking time bomb. If Diddy's downfall reveals a broader network of complicity, could Steve or his family find themselves caught in the crossfire? It's a question worth asking, especially given the rumors that Steve's mansion was being cleared out not just because of the wildfires, but because of what those belongings might reveal.
Combs' legal team vehemently denied the accusations on his behalf, while the rapper continues to be held in a Brooklyn jail since September, awaiting his May 2025 trial.
And let's not forget the broader context here. Diddy's infamous gatherings, often referred to as exclusive events, have been the subject of speculation for years. Descriptions of these gatherings paint a picture of opulence and secrecy, with only the most high-profile guests gaining access. But as reports about these events continue to surface, the glamour is being overshadowed by darker allegations. Witnesses have come forward claiming that these parties weren't just about networking and entertainment. They were about control and secrecy. And the fact that Diddy allegedly documented these events with cameras only adds to the sense that there's a lot more to this story than meets the eye. But here's the kicker. Some reports claim that several high-profile individuals may have been caught on those recordings participating in activities they'd rather keep buried. Speculation is running wild that these tapes could contain damaging footage of Hollywood elites, potentially implicating them in everything from questionable behaviors to outright scandals. If true, this could explain why there's been a growing frenzy behind the scenes as legal teams scramble to protect their clients. And if rumors of a bidding war for these tapes are true, it raises the stakes even higher, because we're not just talking about careers on the line, but entire reputations and legacies.
That's it. If it is privilege, of course they won't. But if it really is what the prosecution says, that has nothing to do with the case, or even worse, it's actually evidence of witness tampering, because we all know the attorney-client privilege, there's a crime fraud exception. You can't use your lawyer to perpetuate a future or continuing fraud or crime. So if the documents are what the government says they are, they're going to get them again. And again, it's just going to be a matter of days, because I don't expect.
Adding to the intrigue is the alleged role of Kim Porter, Diddy's late ex-girlfriend, who some claim had access to these recordings before her untimely passing. According to one witness, who reportedly testified in federal court, Porter had entrusted certain files to a former associate who later came forward with claims of their existence. While no one knows for sure what's on them, the mere possibility of their contents being revealed has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Could this be the reason why Diddy's case has seemingly opened the floodgates, with more and more accusers stepping forward? Some believe it's only a matter of time before the full extent of what's hidden comes to light.
And that fact in of itself is a big deal, because when you're talking about going back in time and talking about these allegations from other alleged victims, there's not a lot of police reports, but you guys actually have one. And is that going to be revealed? Are we going to be able to see it?
Yes, as soon as I file my lawsuit in civil court, I will be attaching the criminal complaint.
And if Steve Harvey's connections to Diddy are as deep as some suggest, he may find himself dragged into this storm whether he likes it or not. The timing of Diddy's legal troubles, the wildfires, and Harvey's sudden evacuation of his belongings feels far too coincidental for some observers. Could Steve's mansion have been one of the locations tied to these alleged recordings, or is this simply a case of guilt by association? Either way, the spotlight is now shining brightly on Harvey and his family, and fans and critics alike are wondering if there's more to their story than anyone previously realized. Now, what does this have to do with Steve Harvey? For starters, his connection to Diddy isn't just through Lori. Steve and Diddy have been seen together at various industry events over the years, and their mutual respect for each other has been well documented. But as the saying goes, you're only as innocent as the company you keep. If Diddy's alleged actions come under further scrutiny, it's not hard to imagine that anyone closely associated with him might face questions of their own. And Steve's recent actions, moving his belongings out of his mansion and staying uncharacteristically quiet, are only adding fuel to the fire.
No, I'm not surprised by the ruling because, as she cited in her order, there are very serious allegations about the danger that he potentially poses to other witnesses and the public at large. There are allegations that he has, been violent with others. He's also attempted to allegedly intimidate other witnesses and still contact witnesses while incarcerated.
But the connections don't stop there. Let's talk about the FBI. Rumors are swirling that federal agents are taking a closer look at the homes of certain celebrities, particularly those who've been linked to Diddy. While there's no concrete evidence to suggest that Steve Harvey's home is on their radar, the timing of his actions has raised more than a few eyebrows. Could it be that he's trying to stay one step ahead of investigators? Or is it possible that he's simply being extra cautious, given the chaos surrounding Diddy's case? Either way, his behavior has left many wondering what, if anything, he might be hiding. And then there's the broader conspiracy theory that's been gaining traction online. Some believe that the wildfires themselves aren't just a natural disaster, but a convenient cover for something far more sinister. According to these theories, certain celebrities are using the fires as an opportunity to destroy evidence and avoid accountability. While there's no hard proof to back up these claims, the idea has captured the public imagination, especially in light of Diddy's ongoing legal troubles. If there's even a shred of truth to these theories, it would mean that the wildfires are just the beginning of a much larger story, one that could shake Hollywood to its core.
Fire and the Palisades fire are still burning in Los Angeles as firefighters from across North America work desperately to get them out.
So where does this leave us? On one hand, it's easy to dismiss these rumors as nothing more than sensational gossip. After all, celebrity scandals are a dime a dozen, and the internet loves to connect dots that may not even exist. But on the other hand, the sheer number of coincidences in this story is hard to ignore. From Steve Harvey's suspiciously timed actions to his family's ties to Diddy, there's no denying that something doesn't add up. And as investigations into Diddy's case continue, it's only a matter of time before more details come to light. What's clear is that this story is far from over. Whether it's the truth about what was in Steve Harvey's mansion, the fallout from Diddy's legal battles, or the potential involvement of other high-profile figures, there's plenty more to uncover. And as the pieces of this puzzle start to come together, one thing is certain: the world will be watching. So, what do you think? Is Steve Harvey just an innocent bystander, or is he more deeply involved than he's letting on? And could this be the beginning of a much larger reckoning for Hollywood's elite? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.